Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is koolNews at 4.
Good afternoon and welcome to koolNews at noon. We have some breaking news to share what's happening here. This is coming from Reuters. As we begin with this hour's headlines, Telegram messaging CEO Pavel Durov has been arrested in France, according to TF1. Pavel Durov, the Russian-French billion founder and CEO of the Telegram messaging app, was arrested at Phuket Airport outside Paris on Saturday evening. TF1 TV and BFM TV said, citing unidentified sources. Durov was traveling aboard his private jet, TF1 said on his website, adding that he had been targeted by an arrest warrant in France as part of a preliminary police investigation. TF1 and BMF both said the investigation was focused on the lack of moderators on Instagram and that police considered that this situation allowed criminal activity to go undeterred on the messaging app. Durov faces possible indictment on Sunday, according to French media. The encrypted Telegram, with close to 1 billion users, is partially influential in Russia, Ukraine, and the republics of the former Soviet Union. It is ranked as one of the major social media platforms after Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, and WeChat. Telegram did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The French Interior Ministry and police had no comment. Alright, now let's move on. Let's get into the rest of the headlines. The deployment of 2,000 police personnel to raid the compound of the religious group Kingdom of Jesus Christ is both unwarranted and unjustified, according to Senator E.B. Marcos, as she condemned the excessive show of force by authorities while serving the arrest warrants of fugitive Apollo Kipuloy and others. Kipuloy, the founder of KGC, is wanted for sexual abuse and qualified youth trafficking cases. I condemn in the strongest terms the excessive show of force by the Philippine National Police in this raid on the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City, Marcos said in a statement issued Saturday night. The deployment of 2,000 police personnel to raid the premises of an established region is both unwarranted and unjustified. The disturbance, fear, and even reported that such a massive show of force caused to bystanders and to those who were simply exercising their constitutionally protected rights is unacceptable, she added. The senator likewise urged the PNP to prioritize the safety of civilians and to be more circumspect in their actions. This is the second incidence of excessive force used by the PNP and must be stopped immediately. This is a big strain on the national police, she said. Apart from Senator Amy Marcos, former Chief Executive Rodrigo Duterte and his daughter Vice President Sara Duterte likewise condemned the latest raid as she apologized to KGC members for asking them to vote for Marcos during the 2022 polls. A motorcycle rider was killed in a road accident in Naga City and Camarines on Saturday night, August 24. Naga City Police said in a report Saturday, August 25, that the rider, identified as Alvin, accidentally crashed into a sports utility vehicle along Maharlika Highway in Barangay Concepcion, Pequena at around 10:15 p.m. Initial investigation said the SUV driver, identified as Lisa, was executing a left turn in the area when the speed motorcycle collided with the right side passenger door panel. The motorcycle rider was taken to a hospital but was declared dead. An investigation is ongoing. A man was shot and killed allegedly due to a previous altercation over a parking area in Antipolo City, Rizal on Saturday, August 24, police said. John Kenneth Figueroa was walking home in Barangay Gupan around 1:10 p.m. when he met two unidentified male suspects and a fistfight broke out between them, the Police Region 4A reported on Sunday, August 25. One of the suspects pulled out a handgun and shot Figueroa in the head, killing him instantly. The suspects fled aboard an unidentified vehicle after the shooting. Investigations revealed that the victim and one of the suspects had a heated altercation over a parking area before the shooting. Investigators were checking if there was a security camera around the crime scene for possible identification of the suspects. Police also launched a manhunt operation to arrest the assailant. And back to headlines from around the world. Donald Trump was determined during his presidency to cozy up to Vladimir Putin, despite Russia's interference in U.S. democracy and objections by advisors. Of former top 8 claims a new book, according to an excerpt published Saturday. The new behind-the-scenes details from H.R. McMaster, Trump's second national security advisor come as Americans are set to decide whether the former president should return to the White House and as U.S. officials warn of fresh foreign election meddling. Give me one moment. After over a year in this job, I cannot understand Putin's hold on Trump. McMaster, in the exam from his memo published in the Wall Street Journal, says he told his wife in March 2018. Former Lieutenant General McMaster became Trump's national security advisor in February 2017 and says that from the beginning, discussions of Vladimir Putin and Russia were difficult to have with the president. He says Trump connected all topics involving Russia to the federal investigation into Moscow's interference in 2016 election and possible ties with Trump's campaign, a problem which would dog his entire presidency. U.S. officials have warned this year of new efforts by foreign powers, including Russia and Iran, to meddle in the November election in which Trump is facing Vice President Kamala Harris. McMaster says an overconfident President Trump sought early in his administration to improve relations with Russia by building a personal rapport with Putin. But the Russian president, a ruthless former KGB operator, played to Trump's ego and insecurities with flattery, McMaster says. Trump had revealed his vulnerability to this approach, his affinity for strongmen, and his belief that he alone could forge a good relationship with Putin, he added. It is now 4:13 in the afternoon at koolNews at 4. We'll be right back.
the music. Cool FM.
Welcome back to Cool News at 6. Oh, sorry, 4. Let's continue with the headlines now. Taiwan will dispatch a senior diplomat. Taiwan will dispatch a senior diplomat to a key forum in the Kingdom of Tonga this week, seeking to reinforce ties with its shrinking list of Pacific Island allies. The South Pacific was once seen as a bastion of support for Taiwan's claim to statehood, but China has been The South Pacific was once seen as a bastion of support for Taiwan's claim to statehood, but China has been medically whittling this down. In the past 5 years, Solomon Islands, Kiribati, and Nauru have all been persuaded to sever diplomatic links with Taiwan in favor of China. Deputy Foreign Minister Taiwan Chung Tae-wang will lead Taiwan's delegation at this year's Pacific Island Forums hosted by Tonga. Taiwan's Foreign Ministry said he would meet with representatives from Franklin Palu, Marshall Islands, and Tuvalu, 3 of the 12 nations or states that still diplomatically recognize Taiwan. These meetings would convey that Taiwan attaches great importance to peace, stability, development, and prosperity in the Pacific region, the ministry said. Palu faces an election later this year in which the country links to Taiwan and a potential switch to China figure as major campaign talking points. China's presence has loomed large over this year's forum, even before it has officially opened. Red and white signs on the main street of capital Nuku of Fa told China aid and visions of a future shared with the Pacific's last monarchy. One such project was the indoor stadium that will host the conference when it starts on Monday, a $25 million gift from Beijing. Since they met, the forum's 18 scattered members have been buffeted by economic headwinds and escalated competition between the United States and China. Beijing has been painstakingly courting Pacific nations, using its large say to build government offices, sporting venues, hospitals, highways, and more. Fearful that China could spin this into a permanent military presence, the United States and Australia have responded by dishing out aid, inking bilateral agreements, and reopening long-dormant embassies. River waters in low-lying Bangladesh are receding after days of deadly floods, but 300,000 people are still in emergency shelters requiring aid, disaster officials said on Sunday. The heavy floods, which killed at least 80 people in Bangladesh, have added to the challenges of a new government that took charge this month after a student-led revolution. Rescue teams, including joint forces of the Army, Air Force, and Navy, are helping those forced from their homes and bringing aid to those who have lost everything, Disaster Management Minister Farooq Azam said. The flood situation is improving as the flood water started to recede, as some told AFP. More than 307,000 people are in shelters and more than 5.2 million have been affected by the floods, the ministry said. Now we are working to restore communication in the affected areas so that we can distribute relief food, Azam said. We are also taking steps so that contagious disease don't spread. Ordering Bangladeshis have been crowdfunding relief efforts. In key U.S. swing state Michigan, Democratic voters of Arab and Middle Eastern heritage say Kamala Harris is going to have to win them back after they were alienated by President Joe Biden's handling of Israel's military offensive in Gaza. The town of Dearborn, home to 110,000 people and a cultural hub for Arab Americans, could play a decisive role in deciding the fate of the battleground state in November's presidential election. Members of the community interviewed by AFP said they were willing to hear what the vice president had to say and weigh their options, a marked change from the outright hostility towards Biden. "We are in listening mode right now," said Osama Siblani, publisher of the Arab American News. Accepting the Democratic presidential nomination at the party's convention on Thursday, Harris pledged to get a Gaza ceasefire done and ensure Palestinians realize the right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination. But there was outrage among pro-Palestinian delegates that the request for a speaker spot at the convention was rejected. The group Muslim Women for Harris said the decision sent a terrible message and announced it was disbanding and withdrawing its support from the campaign. Harris, who has vowed not to be silent about the suffering of Palestinians, recently met with members of the National Uncommitted Movement that led to the charge against Biden during the Democratic primary process. Although she made no firm promises, leaders said she impressed them with a show of empathy. At the forefront of concerns are At the forefront of concerns are Israel's 10 months of military operations in Gaza, which have devastated the Palestinian enclave since the war began in response to Hamas' attack on Israel on October 7, 2023. And now let's get into the showbiz happenings. Before he died this week, French film icon Alain Delon once suggested he wanted his beloved sheepdog, Lubo, buried with him. To the relief of animal lovers around France, Lubo will be allowed to survive. Delon, an internationally acclaimed and prolific actor and producer, died Sunday, aged 88, and will be buried on Saturday at his family home in Douchy, sort of Paris. He was quoted in a 2018 interview with Paris Match as saying he wanted Lubo, about Gian Malinois he adopted in 2014, buried with him. "I have had 50 dogs in my life, but if I have a particular relationship with this one," he told the magazine. "If I die before him, I will ask the veteran for us to live together. I would prefer that to know that he would let himself die on my comp amid so much suffering." After Delon's death, animal rights activists and concerned citizens raised the alarm about Lubo's fate. An official with the Brigitte Bardot Foundation, a prominent animal rights group founded by the famed French film star, who was close with Delon, said he contacted Delon's family after foundation members expressed concern. They said the question was not even raised and they would let the dog live. They said he has a home of Douchy and will live there, the official said. The official spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to be publicly named according to the foundation's communications policies. The official said Delon was a longtime friend of the foundation and helped raise money for its causes. Delon's family didn't publicly comment about the dog. French Society for the Protection of Animals welcomed the family's decision. "Our phone lines were saturated with calls by people worried about the dog," SPA President Gil Sanchez told the Associated Press. "Lubo will probably be very sad to have lost the affection of Mr. Delon," Sanchez said, "but we are totally against the idea that anyone euthanizes an animal for this reason, Delon or no Delon. Organizations that work to protect animals want society to develop awareness that an animal is an individual civic being." One of Frank's most memorable leading men and best-known film stars, Dillon was also a producer and appeared in plays and in later years in television movies. And that's the Cool News at 4. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. Until then, I'm Carl, and we will see you later for more headlines with Cool News at 6. Good afternoon.